Hey, kulukhuni bafethu. Yazi kulukhuni. It's difficult. About this one, I had hope, Shem. I really had hope. Uguti at least play a 2-2 draw, move on, win the game 1-0. I really couldn't care how we won. Today, I didn't care about the performance. I just wanted us to win. Cause one more match and then we end the drought. Cause now we're not winning the league. Let's not kid ourselves. Nedbank Cup, there is the last 32, there is the last 16, there is the last 8. I'm a semi-final, I'm a finals. So 5 games that we'll have to win. Here we had Stellenbosch, Mazulu twice, 4 games, and we couldn't win them. So it's bafethu ngeke inhliziyo yami ibuhlungu. I am hurt so much. Yes sus. Phela I'm making the video because there is this channel, but I'm not okay, guys. I am just not okay. Like, I have 13 things to talk about, so that's what I said the video will be about. So let me try and talk about those things, but ekunzima. So we found out Tutu Peterson wasn't there in the previous game because he had a baby, so paternity leave, and so that's why I wasn't there in the previous game. When I saw Rave there, I was like, okay, I'm not happy because he's not giving us anything in the previous games. Today, once again, same thing, nothing. Like, you have a striker who's so tall that you need to find on the box. We can talk about him as well, but I didn't. We, as guys, we did not get a good cross in that we saw Caleb challenging, heading. Like, we failed to pose any threat. We failed to create chances today. Caleb was back. I don't know whether he was rushed. We'll talk about his injury later on. Yeah, that's it in the starting lineup. And I still felt like Mart shouldn't have started because of his recent performances. But today, actually, my point number 2 is that we had a good start. 15-20 minutes, we look like we're pressing. We look like we're not going to let Amazulu dictate the tempo of game, which was good because it showed we would say, okay, we will not let them bully us. But the problem is, how are we going to play going forward? Because we did not have anything when we were going forward. Nothing. Number 3, they were targeting our right back. They were targeting Frosler because they've seen Uguti is our weak point. So every time they got the ball in the first half, especially, they would just switch it to the right. Every time. Pahlel tall baller, Shama diagonals. Maluleke swing tall ball, Shama diagonals towards inside Ilga Frosler. And I wanted to see how that was going to end up, but nothing ended up happening. So that's okay, I guess. But he side and people are realizing to Reeve has become a liability to Chiefs, and now they are targeting his side because he's weak. Next thing is 4. There is a tackle that Ushanti made. I'm giving him his flowers because if it wasn't for that tackle, it would have made the game even much more difficult, which now really it's like it was all for nothing, because if that goal had gone in, then we had scored, then the game was going to be 1-1. But if that goal went in and then nothing happened, we didn't score, no difference. But the point is, we kept a clean sheet, which is nothing to be happy about because this is a knockout competition. Number 5, this is the thing that cost us the game. Did you see the distance between our midfield and our forward line? That distance was too big. That distance was too big to a point, Yoguti. whenever our players try to do ama 1-2, the person they are trying to play 1-2 with them is still trying to get to the ball. Sometimes it was like these guys haven't played together, because Peluzwan is playing them together because they've played the past few matches together, but now they don't understand each other's movements. It was disappointing to see ama 1-2s just not being utilized, because now we're trying to utilize a quick play, but makunalawo ma-1-2 kuyakhombisa ukuthi ngalabantu bebengajimi ndawonye. And secondly, since the space was too big, bengenzeki lutho. And right, number 6, we had no joy on the wide side. We did not have any chance out wide. We did not. The only time we sort of got anything going on the right was when Udoli or Mart like went across and drifted to the half space sakwa right. Then bekuba ne overload because bekuba uFrosla, kube Ashley, then kube Reeve. So that's a natural triangle there. So sekune triangle sebeyazama ukudlala some combination play, but we did not see enough of that, and because of that we did not create chances. And for some reason those triangles or those side overloads happened in few instances, in very few instances, and because of that we were not able to create goal scoring chances as much as we've done in previous games, where we ended up actually posing some risk into the opponents. I get number 7, Ashley. Today he wasn't missing chances, he was just giving away position. Every time got the ball, he just got the ball and ahluleka ukupass the ball. I don't know what really happened today. So in other games you fail to finish, in this game you decide to fail to pass. In fact, it's something that has been there in the other games. It's just that in the other games he was getting chances. This time he wasn't getting chances, so exposing another weakness of his, his final touch, where he has to pass someone who's wearing the same outfit as him, he can't find them, and that was just something. And number 8, Caleb, because of that he was just stuffed. So Caleb basically first half young, even nice second half, he was just there, not getting the ball. And I heard commentators talking about him, which he's not giving himself, he doesn't move to allow himself to like get momentum when there's a cross played in so that he can head the balls in. I did not see that, because it might be true. My biggest worry though, I did not see enough chances being played for him, being created for him. So that's why I couldn't even see the movement, because all I could see was Sehota trying to go out wide to make a cross, and they were expecting it. They Kaula, bebevele bamlinde nje, and my shona kwa right, then they track him because they know he's not gonna cut in, which is what I thought would happen. Which he was going to be swapped to the other side so that he can cut in, and my cutter in is taking a defender with him, and he leaves the space open for Frostler, and then he can pass Frostler, then Frostler can cut back a ball. Like, that's how teams play and dominate. You look at teams like Man City, they play Foden on that side. In their dominance, they've been playing Mahrez on that side. Mahrez cuts in, and then umuntu overlap emva kwakhe would be uDupree, De Bruyne, because bona they use ama midfielders abo to go wide, because then ama fullbacks aba invert. But with Liverpool, Yavo Salah get the ball, cuts in, and then take the defender with and play the ball wide, and then Trent comes in and crosses the ball. That's when they were good. But the Chiefs is forcing ukudlala cross, and lauma cross end up not happening. And since it's like that's our end goal, we end up not creating anything, and which is just sad to see. Second half, when the second half started, one, there were no changes, which was disappointing. Second thing is that I love to see agency when you are losing, right? But I felt like they were panicking more than anything. Yes, go get the ball. But to me, they look more like people who were just stressed and were panicking and trying to do zinto as quickly as possible. Even with the ball, Mabel Pete, we are born to batatazela. Okay, guys, we're 45 minutes. Let's play, keep the ball, pass the ball around, and create a chance. Because if uzothola ibhola 18 or lose 18, I would rather you get the ball once, you keep the position for as long as you can until you can find a space in between the opponent's defense. Instead, what we saw with our players is that they were just trying to get a goal as quickly as possible, and because of that we kept on losing the ball as quickly as possible. Number 10, Kama gets injured. I mean, Kama was about to come on. I think it was coming on for Utupri, because we saw when Caleb went down with an injury, then the change was postponed because Kama had to be given new instructions basically for a different position. So then they waited and kept Ukama Udupri a game in for like 8 or 10 more minutes, which is strange to me. But I guess in their heads they were thinking, let's see how Dupri plays alongside Ukama. But in my brain I'm like, but Ubeboz bebengamkhipheli because of tactical reasons, bebemkhipha cause uyabos. So they could still have taken him out, pushed to play Udol out wide because he started giving us something, and play Umshini through the middle. At that point, Solomon should have come on earlier, much earlier, because at least we would have had something wide. Now we have a pace of a winger, and we have Udol who can play him. Udol will cut in and then play the ball wide for Solomon, who can then cut the ball back. But we took too long, and maybe we will talk about that in detail in the Bagazwane and not making subs and what that actually means. Next thing is there was that double miss after Umshin. So before school Umshin, actually when Kama came on, the game was better. I'm not gonna lie, because we're no longer trying to force them across, but we're trying to play the ball more, find spaces between them. And that was much better, which is something that I think I said it earlier in another video before Caleb came, when I was still advocating for a false 9, which hasn't worked. Sometimes having a focal point helps in that you have someone to target if you want to play off a player. So hold up people like niggas. Funny enough, Billiards did that better than Caleb, which then says to me, if Caleb is so big yet he can't hold up play for us, and the player is short as Billiard did it better than him in like half the time that he played, that tells you the commentators were right. Caleb must not have been like holding the ball up as he was supposed to and making the movements to collect the ball. Hence the huge space that we saw between our midfielders and our forwards. And he actually played better. We will talk about the Mshini comes on for Dupri after that, and Mshini played okay, gave us something different, and there was movement, and they started to fail to handle us. We started getting spaces out wide because as soon as machine, they can carry the ball, move with the ball a bit. And while I'm here, just a huge shout out to Ublom again today, because he did his job. Whenever Mazulu were trying to just penetrate us, he was there to make sure none of that happened. So a huge shout out to Ublom. We lost, but he still played his role. Next thing is the double miss. So Urev miskicks the ball. He had inverted again, miskicks the ball, and then it falls for Kama, and then Ukama, I think he took it on his left. I think the wiser thing would have been, because I'm a defender already shifting to his left, and left is his weak foot, so could have just abavalise ball alibuye kwa right work, and then he can pick a spot, but then was panicking and he missed the chance. That's point number 12. Point number 13 is that Solomons comes in for Rev, and then Umatlo comes in for Blom. Velo had to attack at that point. At that point, anyone even I feel like Mina Ustebe was going to give us something different from Umart. Yes, Umart did not have a horrible game, but they were not assisting. It wasn't great, but it wasn't also horrible. But I felt like at that point, if you've played someone for 80 minutes and you're still not seeing anything that they are giving you, and you need to win a game, throw anyone who's available, who can do the job, who can give you something else. And even for the sake of fresh legs, Stebe could have come on and just, so today I'm just more disappointed in things not coming through and in Mangete, really. Not Guti must be fired, but I'm disappointed in the decisions that he made when he saw Guti things were not happening. Because shame. Hi kunzima bafethu, thank you for watching Challenging Abangani, and until next time, remember, Ikos alphela umoya.